All right, welcome. It's the one and only. It's the council.
Hey. That's fire.
Man. It's live.
Oh. That's the first time hearing that.
Yeah. It happened like that organically too, you know?
Super organically.
So, man, it's the council. And we're here. Today is going to be another special episode. We're going to be touching on some interesting things, man. And this is going to be more so on the other side of the game. You know, this is the side that, is really the raw side you deal with. But you deal with this side in pursuit of the dream, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of these dudes out here were sold a dream. A lot of these dudes out here have a dream. You know, whether you want the perfect relationship, whether you want the 10, whatever that looks like to you, the 9 or 10, whether you want a bunch of girls, whether you just want one loyal, amazing girl, you're gonna have to deal with this element. And if you don't want to deal with this element, I'm not gonna say you have to, but the things that we touch on are gonna be things that are gonna really be things that you're gonna encounter if you really plan on having some experiences and really taking it there.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of missing pieces to just understanding, these concepts, because the first 2 episodes was based on the history of, learning this. And I think game or the red pill is just a name that we try to put on it because there is no name. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think of it as just survival or just nature.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's so many pieces because, like we said, we were talking about the history.
Yeah.
Episode 1. Episode 2, we were talking about values.
Value, yeah.
And we just touched a little bit on the woman's side, then the male side. And then this, what we're about to talk about in this episode, is about almost confidence, or how to look at interactions on a detailed level. And we already split it in 3 episodes, 3 different categories. Yeah. And we're just touching the surface. We're not even getting in details into really anything. We haven't, because there's just so much to talk about. But the first question, or we're going off these notes. Why should you be confident in approaching strangers or just anybody? Because that's a very important key to all this, because that's how any interaction works.
That's big.
That's how you meet. Everyone's a stranger when you first meet them.
Exactly.
So,
that's huge. So the big piece about that question is that it's not comfortable talking to strangers for nobody, unless you're one of those people that are just really extroverted and really like to talk to people
like that.
Some people naturally got that. Some people are like really talkative. The type of guy that's gonna strike a conversation anywhere. That guy's a conversationalist. He might throw a joke at you and be ready to talk.
Right.
You got people with that gift, but a lot of people don't have that gift.
And some people that have that gift, like you'll ask them, "Yo, how are you so naturally good at talking to people?" Just be confident, man.
Yeah, that's all they're gonna say. That's all. Those people actually give you the worst advice.
Yes.
From my experience.
I think the naturals do.
The naturals give you the worst advice.
Worst advice
It's
ever.
Like, just be confident. I mean, it's great advice if you like go like.
What does that really mean?
It's all simple, but
right. What does that really mean?
But it's like that's big, and so people aren't comfortable necessarily approaching. We talked about this way back in an old episode we did on the Forbidden Fruit podcast, way back. And I remember it boiled down to the numbers game we were talking about, and how if you dress well, that already puts you that already cuts out, like, let's say there's 100 men out there. Let's say 1 out of every 10 men, we'll do it like that. 1 out of every 10 men, or let's say there's 10 men. I guarantee you, 5 out of those 10 men can't dress well.
Right.
That leaves 5 guys. Now let's say you work out, or let's say you dress well. Just one of those. All right, let's say you dress well. If you dress well, that now cuts out how many men dress well? Probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did I say dress well already? What was the first one?
One is dress well. I don't know. Just I don't know what you said.
Let's say you dress well. And let's say you work out. You know
okay. Yeah.
Let's say you dress well and you work out. Now you're walking around. You don't see a lot of people that dress well. You don't see a lot of people that work out.
Right.
Now let's say you dress well, you work out, and you go smack.
Right.
You actually talk to women. Now
you have the confidence to talk.
You have the confidence to even say anything. Not that you're good at it, that you just talk to women. That means you're like, dude, that takes out 8, 9 out of the 10 guys. And you're now a 10%er just for dressing well, working out, and talking to girls. Now to bring that back to what I'm saying, really talking to girls already put you in the 10 to 20%.
That's true.
Just by talking to women. And so when we talk about rejection, we talk about just viewing communication and things like that, it boils down to, the element of being able to put yourself out there. That separates you from so many guys. You know what I mean? And what was the frame of the question?
Why should you be confident in approaching strangers? And
okay, boom. So there we go.
You just said it. Yeah. You become the 10%er.
You become the
10%er. You become the guy that most guys cannot be by being able to approach strangers comfortably, confidently, and just to have that gem inside of you of just being comfortable approaching strangers. When I say strangers, it's not even just women, it's anybody. Some people can't even talk to a elderly lady or a little kid or just a person they're not even attracted to because they're just they don't have that confidence. They're so introverted, they're so quiet. But let's continue to the next. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say because I really didn't answer that. I kind of.
But you did.
But you still got game from it.
You did.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's dope.
The way I see, that's funny that you said that. But the way I see it is, you're always answering it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I always think of game. Mm-hmm. Like when I hear great teachers speaking, it's like they'll have a title of a video, but never talk about it. But they're always talking about it.
Exactly.
And one person said this that really hit hard. He was like, if you can't hear anything I'm saying and it sounds like I'm just talking, it's not for you. This ain't for you.
Exactly.
Because you only spitting value.
Exactly.
And then when I listen to that, I'm like, yo, people can't catch it because they're waiting for that moment where they're like, in 5 minutes, here's the answer to this. Exactly. No, the answer is as soon as you started talking.
Exactly.
You get me?
Definitely. So, no, that's facts. And the one thing I'll just say to highlight on everything that was said is it's about repetition. It's about repetition. You're not going to feel comfortable in the beginning. And like I said, if you're not a natural, why would you feel comfortable? Right. So when you go into it with the way I go into it, like if I take a break from talking to girls for a while, in terms of going smack, direct approaches during the day, I get rusty a little bit when I go back out there. Like I might actually start talking to girls during the day again. Boom. So it's like, how do I snap into that? And I feel some of that anxiety a little bit that somebody would feel. But the difference is what I do, I just knock it out. I mean, I realize the first approach, I just want to get it off me as soon as possible because I know that once I talk to one, that's going to get me closer to talking to the second. And by the third girl, I'm back to who I was.
Okay.
So I'm just shaking the dust off.
Getting over approach anxiety or anxiety in a social setting, you will say the key is
repetition. It's like
just repetition.
You want to get it off. You want to go ahead. You want to feel your way. You want to hurry, but just talk to the closest girl around you. That's what I do.
No matter who it is.
It don't matter. I like to start off with a girl like if I'm at a club, if I'm at a club and we want to break the ice, right? I'm feeling nervous. I'll be like, you know what, fuck it, man. I gotta talk to somebody. Let me see this girl around me. I'm looking for that first one to not even be successful. Right. It probably is. I'm not gonna try to fail, but I'm going in not even trying to win. I just want to shake the dust off me. Right. I just know once I talk to one, whether it goes good or not, it makes it 10 times easier to talk to the next. By the third person, I can talk to anybody. So you're basically talking, you're uncomfortable in your way in each conversation into comfort. But there's no way around it. You can't get comfort not talking to her by like a thought or an idea or, oh, this idea, now I feel comfortable. No.
Because I hear a lot of people talk about, you know, they have social anxiety.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But everyone does.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's not, they be diagnosing themselves, like, with these conditions. I'm like, bro, that's normal. Like,
maybe different doses, but everybody still has to get over that feeling.
I'm just like, yo, you know, I think we're tribal people.
Definitely.
So it's like, we're in a social order where it's like everyone is now all plumped together. That's why we feel that social anxiety, because back in the day you only knew the people in your village or in your tribe.
Stretch out.
Now you got different people coming in, interacting with each other fast.
And also I know there's a lot of introverts out there that are like naturally, they're like, well, I'm a freaking introvert, I don't really talk to anybody. And it's like, you know, but the thing is, what he's saying is like, there's still that element in you that wants to commune. There's still that element in you that speaks. You know what the biggest issue I see with introverts, especially certain types of introverts, is that the thought, it's not that they don't have the words, it's not that the thoughts aren't coming, it's that they're not letting the thoughts come. Like they're blocking it. Like they could imagine the idea comes and they go like, and then it filters back here. It's like their thoughts, like everybody's thinking. Everybody's feeling. Like it isn't like just because
they know what to say.
They know what to say because we're all saying the same shit. Let's say there's a girl that walks in and she's pretty, and everybody's like, damn. The extrovert's gonna be like, damn. The introvert's gonna be like, damn, in his head. He's not gonna say it, but we're both thinking, damn. So now the issue is you getting it from your head out of your mouth, and that's the problem they have. It's a throat blockage. It's like a throat chakra blockage. To get, you know what I mean, to get a little wooey there, but like it's a blockage. It comes from you. When it comes from how you feel in your heart, it comes here and it goes back. When it comes from your head, it goes here and it goes back. And nothing's coming through. So
and a lot of the guys, I'll say this: a closed mouth does not get fed.
Oh man!
And if you want to learn this art, form, it doesn't matter if you label yourself as an introvert or a person that doesn't talk a lot or a person that's on the shy side. It's like, if you want to master this art, you have to break that idea of yourself. And it doesn't happen one day, obviously not, but it's like, are you practicing opening your mouth in situations you know you need to? Because when you're dealing with women as a man and you don't know how to speak, you're going like that is literally the door to great relationships, to finding, you know, the girl you're attracted to, and solving problems.
Facts.
And if you don't know how to open your mouth to solve problems, build great relationships, and you know, it's almost like everything, how you get money, how you get the position in your job, and you're scared, then it's an art or a practice you need to always be practicing. And I'm always practicing. There's not a day I don't practice my conversation skills. There's not a day I'm not really tapping into, why did I not say something in that moment? And it could have been a small moment, something so subtle.
Man, and that's big. I mean, the fact that you even get on yourself when you don't speak in that moment. Because I feel like a lot of the guys out there are so quiet, but it's like, it's repetition building of moments and moments of letting that moment sting you, but you didn't say anything.
Do you think a man that is really quiet, like to the point where, you know, he's like, yo, I don't really, you know, express myself that much. Do you think it really has to do something with his insecurity on expressing his desires and his masculinity?
Yeah, I would say it's everything's about repetition, and I think with them, they don't see enough value to speak these things. So it's like a lack of desire, and it's the repetition of not really caring to do it, and eventually it's a habit that picks up, or they never do it, you know.
That's so interesting to me, because like, all right, let's go into this. Understanding a little bit about the idea of archetypes.
Oh, that's big.
So, like, say we're talking about this guy that's the introvert. Everyone knows an introvert archetype. And when I think of an introvert archetype from a sexual marketplace idea, or like a sex category, and putting that introvert in a category as a male, I'm talking about males, I'm not talking about women. That's not an attractive male.
Yeah.
I can see how an introverted can use introvertness to be attractive, like just being laid back, being quiet, mysterious. Yes, that's different. But when he's truly in his core a quiet person, it's not that. Like, what are you? You're just waiting.
Facts.
There's
plenty of quiet guys that shifted their frame from they're introverts, but they're like, fuck it, I gotta talk because.
Not saying they talk all the time and they're the social person where like everywhere they go they're just
you gotta talk when it matters.
Exactly, that's all it is. Talk when it matters.
It's time to talk now.
Being able to switch it like a light switch, like
switch it on.
Okay, cool. I'm naturally an introverted person. Actually, like I like chilling, but anytime I'm around people, I gotta turn my talkative on because it's like I gotta show everybody who I am. Yeah. I want to be known. We're living. We're not living to not exist. Yeah. We're living to exist, to put an imprint into reality.
Facts.
You feel me? And the only way you put an imprint into reality is through two things: action and speaking.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's your touch on everything. That's your imprint on everything.
But let's go back to archetypes. Let's talk about archetypes.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that earlier today.
Exactly. So archetypes are huge. When you really think about it, it all boils down to archetype. It's just a matter of how much can you act out your archetype. You can feel like Tupac, but then when you get in the field, are you going to give that Tupac energy to the person you communicate with? And this is the balance we're talking about. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. That kind of connects with this is, and then you got to be able to turn it on and off, like you said. If you're too quiet, you got to be able to have the side of you that can talk too. Or if you're quiet, you got to have the side that can talk. If you talk too much, you got to have the side that can shut the fuck up and just vibe.
Yes.
You got to give a girl that balance. Some guys talk so damn much, there is no mystery.
Yep.
And they kill their game. And so, as you're saying with your archetype, you got to be able to turn on and turn off with your archetype. You might be a dude that's real talkative, but your archetype might be like, I want to be this mysterious dude. I remember one time we were in the field one time, and I was like, we were in a different level. We was in this very advanced part of the game, and imagine you came back from a fucking brawl. Like imagine you were out and it was a fucking brawl, and you led the brawl and you knocked out like 20 dudes. Everybody finished the brawl bloody, beat up, looking at you like you're the king. Like, yo, you fucking killed it, and then you came straight to the bar from there. What's your beingness? It might be like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Me? You don't want to know what I've been doing. I want to know more about you. What's going on with you?
Right.
You know, think about that being that she feels that. Right. Because it's coming from a world. And everything I'm speaking on is what's actually going to allow you to buy into the archetype more.
Because a lot of people buy into the archetype of like, I'm a wimp.
Yeah. I'm me. Like, I work at this job. I work at Target. Yeah. My name's James that works doing freaking software engineering.
Yes. Okay, that's their archetype.
That's their archetype. They walk out. They do that from 9 to 5.
They walk out. They'll interact with everybody with that.
I drive a Acura. You know what I mean? I got this. Like everything's very, very normal. You remember Gucci Mane? Abnormal. Nothing that I do is normal.
Right. So he's playing an archetype. That's not normal.
Exactly. His name is good. That's not his real name.
Right.
He created that archetype. He's saying you drive a Honda. That's normal. I pull up in a Zonda. You know what I mean? He said he pulled up in a Zonda. I don't even know what a Zonda is, man. But he's speaking on the fact that a lot of these guys too normal. You're too normal.
Yes.
You know, you coming into the frame being you. And don't get me wrong, there's a girl that's gonna want the normal you. But the question is, do you want her? Because the girl that wants the normal you, that doesn't sound like the funnest girl.
Right.
Like what is a normal you? She wants a 9 to 5 square you. You know, maybe she wants, these girls don't know you anyway.
No one grows up and like.
So she doesn't want you. She just wants that. I'm more so referring to. She wants that 9 to 5 archetype version of you. That's gonna attract a different girl than the girl that wants the archetype of you.
Right. Because a lot of guys, well, a lot of people in general, they're not getting older and going, I want a husband that walks around like he has 5 kids.
Yeah.
I want a girl that
I want a girl that works at fucking Target, straight up. Like, that's regular shit.
We don't say that. We go into in a fantasy world with it, and when that even that's where in a weird way in the intellectual way, that's where porn gets pulled and attracts people, because they'll step into their regular world and go into this make-believe fantasy and
living someone else's fantasy, like taking on the energy of someone else's fantasy. Like, bro,
right, like,
you're not in a threesome, my friend.
These girls dress up like
you're watching him in a threesome, pulling that threesome energy, thinking, you know what I mean?
Right.
Trying to feel like it's you,
a
bro.
Girl dressed like some character, anime character,
cosplay or whatever they call it, cosplay.
Yeah, cosplay. And you're sitting there, and the dude's just whamming off to that, not realizing that he himself is not even the archetype that is going to attract a woman, but he's expecting to get that in return.
Oh man.
When again, if we're talking about archetypes, what archetype are you?
What archetype are you?
What are you really doing to come off as the archetype that women want? And if you're living like a 9 to 5 person and talking like a 9 to 5 person and doing stuff like a 9 to 5 person, then you're going to get that in return. And most of the time, I know guys that they want obviously a pretty girl.
Yeah.
But does a pretty girl want you?
Absolutely.
And there's levels to it,
That's like we said, look at the being that's the software engineer. And then you have the person that, like we said, just came in from the brawl. Even though, of course, since the software engineer makes way more sense. That's a safer person to be with, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, look at what the guy that came back from a brawl, he's giving off the energy of toughness.
Right.
Strong masculine energy.
He could be a software engineer too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like you said, we're not even, so the good thing is they both have a title, but when you get into the energy of both of them, the title doesn't matter. It's about the energy, because like you said, they both could be software engineers. She doesn't know what they do. She just knows this dude's coming in here and he's giving me the energy of he's leadership.
Right.
It's not the greatest leadership, but it's still leader of men. It's giving her something.
Survival. He could protect himself.
Exactly. Strength. The other one's giving the energy of like, what is that energy?
He works at a cubicle.
Yeah, like what?
He's in comfort. He's in front of the desk.
He's comfort. He's safe in terms of, or
he's speaking like he's a data analysis dude. Like, hey, I'm all day I've been calculating, doing this, and then it's like, boom. That's not like you gotta be attractive.
When you think software engineer, that's what you think. I'm sure there's cool software engineers, but the archetype of it is what it is. You can bring the quality of swag to software engineering, because software engineering is nothing but a title for a job. But we still can picture something when you think of that, and that's all a part of archetype.
I want to tap into the idea of like men are the sellers and women are the buyers. Mm-hmm. So when you step into these ideas, what you're stepping into is that you're always selling yourself to anybody you really meet.
Yeah.
And either you agree with that, if you like that or not, it's still always happening. And when I say selling yourself, I'm talking about You're selling who you represent, your beingness, who you are, how you want people to treat you. That's always getting played, and especially when we're talking about intersexual dynamics, women are selling themselves to men, but that's different. Versus a man selling himself to women, that's different. And most of the time, we are the sellers and they're the buyers. They're always going to be in the position of buying, because at the end of the day, even though I may say yes to a woman, she has the last say. She's the one that goes, I choose that guy. I choose that guy.
It's so funny too. That's crazy. Because you're right. Like, it's buying and selling. And when you think of like fishing, you know, a lot of guys compare gaming to like fishing. And when you think of that, when you throw it out there, you're selling them the worm.
Right, the bait,
That's the bait is like, when they bite that bait, they bought. They said, oh, I want it, boom.
Right.
And with that, you're drawing them in. But that even at that level is taking place. Like, you know. And, you know, I don't know, were you going to say something else?
Even at the level where, say, you know, a girl likes you, say a girl is just like, yo, I really fuck with you, you feel me?
Yeah.
Even in those moments, she's still going yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And that goes to the concept of only because she bit the bait, and now say you on a first date with her, or now you just hanging out with her. That doesn't mean that she's bought you yet.
Exactly.
You feel me?
No, I love that. I love that.
Like, that's how deep I personally know this game goes, and the deeper someone goes into this world, you understand how deep it gets.
Oh yeah.
And most people only at the surface level, because they're just like, I'm gonna get lucky one day and meet the girl of my dreams.
Definitely. That's what everybody's kind of banking on.
So they're not even looking at it like they're selling them, or like they're selling.
You sell to the girl. Because you know, and we're not selling dreams here. But like, we gotta realize this is a big concept.
It's selling your truth and backing it up with actions.
Selling value.
You're going, hey, this is what I'm about, and I'm gonna prove it to anybody. What I'm saying with my words, like, I'm backing it up. It's not like
keep them buying.
It's not like you just saying something and then it's not getting backed up by action.
That's huge. Because for a woman, just because she buys on the front end, you have to have something where she wants to keep buying.
Right.
You can't keep a girl around you off of one sale. This isn't like a house, my friend.
No.
This is like a freaking
but that's how
Uber
guys,
ride.
That's how guys treat it.
That's how guys treat it. They treat it, once they get her some buy-in, they think, oh yeah, she's just there.
Right.
But you don't realize you have to sell a girl all the time. I mean, look at the breakups going on. You know, you got celebrities like Kanye, Kim, right?
Yep.
He maybe thought it was in the bag, and now you see him. He's trying to buy, but he's trying to sell, but she's not buying now.
They got the kids,
and he still has to convince her to want to buy, or else she will buy something with somebody else. And to go zoom into these two ideas of buying and selling, you have to realize there's an advantage on both sides, right? You have a certain level of power on both ends. Now, the way the game is perceived with men and women from the buyer and seller standpoint, which is very similar, is it seems as though the women are in the better position.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that get to choose.
Yes.
Right? They get to choose what they want to buy.
Right.
And you're like, I have to keep selling. So which means you have to do a rejection more often.
Yes. Way more than the woman.
Way more than the woman, right? The only time she gets rejected is when it's such a high value item, she can't afford it.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Or she has to compete to get it. Like, let's say a Tesla right now. There's a lot of women that know they want to buy a Tesla. There's a lot of men and women that know they want to buy a Tesla, that know they want to buy a brand new Beamer, a brand new Benz, you know. But guess what? Can you afford it? And so now this is where I'm coming from for the guys. You got the seller that's trying to just sell you a Honda, and girls are saying no. Some girls want it, some girls do. And they're very powerful. They might be more powerless and powerful in some situations. And then you got guys selling bucket cars and nobody wants it.
Right.
That's how a lot of guys are. And then you got guys selling things, but it comes with attachments. Yeah, Lamborghinis, things like that. And So what you got to begin to realize is there's a power you can have as the seller. Now we know the power that the buyer has is they have the power of choice.
Yes.
They have the power, but their choice is only as powerful as their options. For women, they got a lot of cars getting thrown at them.
Right.
Here's this car, here's that car, here's that car. So it's like, why does your car matter so much, right? But here's where you zoom in as a seller and you say, who is my target person that I want to sell to? You know, just like sales, it's who's the audience, who's the character that's going to buy most into mine. So let's say you are selling that Honda. Are you going to sell that Honda to a bunch of, you know, in a rich neighborhood? Right. Or may you say, or may you say, okay, let me get this Honda to people that look like they want to get to work, that are reliable. Good. It's a good quality car. It's still going to look nice depending on the quality of it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to sell it to the Lamborghini audience. You're going to sell it to really like most people. That's probably, you know what I mean? You're going to sell it to most people. And I think that's what I would tell somebody who's a good enough package. Like, bro, you're fresh, you're clean. You know, you might not be a millionaire, but you still are clean. You're still solid. You're a great dude. Right. Okay, boom. You're going to want to sell this to the girls looking for that. You might not be wanting to try to go after the hottest models. Right. Right? But, you know, you definitely have an audience that is there for you. Now, let's say Lamborghinis.
You still got a pool to pull from.
Still got a pool to pull from. And you'll still get, you know, some high-paying sellers. Like, there are some Hondas on the market worth some serious money that most people can't afford. You know what I mean? But that's what you have to look at yourself. And that's what I would tell somebody, like the stage you're at, what's the highest level you can be? Can you put some on the body? Can you do certain things to make it more attractive? Then you also got to realize you have the selection of choice. Somebody might say, man, you know what? I never wanted to sell Lamborghinis. Right. Because growing up for me, you know, when I was young, you know, my uncle, he had a dope ass Honda that he had zipped up. You know what I mean? And we used to go racing in it. And everybody used to be like, yo, how'd you hook that car up like that? Or, yo, I love that car. It's nice. I used to love the smell on the inside of it. And now you're like, man, and that's like somebody telling me, like, look, man, I'm looking for a certain quality of girl. I want somebody that's real. Exactly. I want somebody that fucks with me for who I am, not because of a fucking, because, you know what I mean? Because I spent $20,000-$40,000 extra dollars, or, you know, I'll spend all this money to go broke, right?
Because not everyone's rich.
Not everyone's rich, you know? Or you might say, I want it now. Somebody else might say, I want this tonight. I want to be a Lamborghini. Right. I want to be a fucking
that's a different level.
Bugatti. Well, guess what? You're going to have to come up in frequency big time. Right. You know, you're going to have to take on a different archetype, first of all, because who's the person that is affording that? Exactly. It's going to be your business class, your high level class. So a lot of these guys are coming at it from one angle, trying to get 9s and 10s. But then there's other guys that already know they can't get 9s and 10s because they're like, look, bro, I'm not even trying to get to that tier of, you know, you're getting to.
Just get a normal.
Just trying to get a normal joint. Yeah. So you definitely want to know what it is that you want, but all this goes back to the archetype.
Goes back to
all this goes back to the archetype. It's like, who are you trying to be, and who are you trying to get? So as a buyer and seller, you as a seller have the power of choice on who you want to sell to. And that is your power. If you want to sell to everybody, that's like a woman trying to buy from everybody. Right. You lose value.
And I think one key to what I know and what I'm trying to teach is being a high quality man and getting that as an exchange, instead of like, say you enter this game and you got a lot of people on YouTube saying they know game and stuff. Facts. They're only selling you dreams because they're like, okay, be confident, go out there and just try to get women. Yeah. Okay, guess what? You won't get fat women. You won't get slutty women, like very slutty women. You guys can go after every girl, and you're gonna get girls. Like for me, I'm a salesman that I want to sell quality things, very high value items, and in exchange get that in return. Because guess what? If I'm a great salesman, I'm not about to work at a low end place. Yeah. If I'm a great salesman, I'm gonna be with the top tier people that have good products. And if I know I'm a good product, I'm gonna sell myself to the best product I could get in exchange, because I know that that's my value exchange. And then that's when you go into, when you're out there approaching, it's not just about approaching women, it's about actually, yes, understanding approaching women takes confidence, number one, but it's also going, yo, I'm trying to get a certain quality woman, and that takes a different level. That takes a different level of sales versus I'm just going to go to every woman and be like, I'm just trying to fuck, I'm just trying to have sex, what's up, what's your name, I'm just trying to hook up. And some girls are gonna be about it because they're just at that level of engagement, and maybe they like doing that. They like sleeping with a bunch of guys. Did you win with sleeping with the girl that sleeps with a bunch of guys? Exactly. Or did you win when this girl sees herself as valuable to conserve all and to hold back all her sexual energy for that one masculine high quality man that she knows that deserves her body? That's a different level. That's what we're exchanging here. But how do you get there? You don't just go, okay, I'm gonna be an attractive dude and just go to every girl. Yeah, that's a different.
Right. So battery died out, but again, going back to the quality guy, is once you become a high quality guy, what you start to do is you start to sell yourself, and you're actually flipping the roles. Low key, when you become a quality guy, you're actually the buyer without them knowing you're the buyer, because the game is always they're buying. They're trying to choose the right guy. The women get taught at a young age, choose the right guy. You don't need to work on anything. Just make sure you choose a guy that respects you. Exactly. But as a man, when we're growing up, we get taught, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you gotta understand this, you gotta know how to treat a lady, you gotta respect her like this, you gotta know what she wants, da-da-da. And then try your best to go get that lady of your dreams. But then what happens when you become so high quality and you realize there's no guys around you that can match up to the level you put into yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and every other guy around you, not to judge people, because I think we're all spiritual beings that we all have our faults, but I'm talking about on a value-based game, basing on attracting a girl. It's still based on value. It's still based on a metric system of like, are you attractive or not? Yeah. So if you're winning in that aspect, you realize that most guys are not attractive. Most guys are actually weak. Most guys don't have any value. They gave up on life. But if you're this guy that hasn't given up on life, and you've been crushing it, and you've been trying to win, and you're only getting more attractive, girls are gonna start to look at you, and you're gonna have more options than most of these women. So then you become a buyer.
Absolutely.
And that's where the game flips.
That's where it flips. And that's huge, because like we said, when you got the nice, like most people are gonna buy a nice car if you say, hey, it's a good price for it. Most people are gonna want the things that we all want when you make yourself the thing that we all want.
Right.
But, and then just to double down on some of the stuff you're talking about with the buyer seller, when you think of that, right? Think about if someone's selling a very high priced car.
Right.
What energy, what are they going to look like selling?
They're not going to look like they're selling a Honda.
Exactly. They're not going to look like they work at a shop where they're selling you a bunch of reused cars,
reused vehicles
for $1,500.
They're not trying to just get the first person to just, okay, bet he wants to sign right here.
That guy might look like anything. Like he might look like anything that's going to sell you the base cars.
Right.
But the guy that's selling you the high level cars, he might
want to sell it to you.
Yeah, he's like, man, look, we got to check your credit first.
Yeah.
We got to see what's good. Like we got to do a background. We got to make sure you got the money to get this car. And that's what we mean now. Like,
are you making it this certain amount?
Yeah.
To even for the payment every month.
The payment. Like, think about that. Think about if you're selling somebody, $1 million of jewelry.
Right.
What do you look like? You're gonna want to have jewelry. Or what's your energy gonna be like? Let's say you're selling somebody, you know, on your business, and let's say one person has a business that's a startup, and they're like, "Hey man, I just want to start off. If you buy my services, they're $5.
Right.
They'll be $5. People still won't buy. Then let's say you're somebody who, let's say you're the owner of Gucci, the owner of any of these places, and you're selling a high-end retail.
Yup.
How are they gonna look working there? They might be really fashionable. They might carry themselves a certain way. They're gonna want to have employees that look high value. Same thing with a restaurant.
Yep.
You know, are you just the restaurant people go to looking like shabby?
Yep.
You know, or do people dress up and look really nice and wait in line to get to your restaurant because it's so high value? So I just say that to say, you as the seller, what do you look like to match what you're selling? Because if you don't know the aura of you as a salesman, and if you don't know what you're selling, you don't know what you're aiming. You don't know who you want to buy, and that's the point.
Right.
What kind of buyers are you looking for? What kind of woman? How do you want them to look? How do you want them to carry themselves? What do you want them to be interested in? And when you identify that, it's going to reflect in what you bring to them as a seller. And you're going to look at yourself and be like, okay, I can't sell jewelry but not have any jewelry.
Right.
You know, I can't sell movies or music. I can't sell music and be completely musically uninclined.
Right.
And that's the point, you know. And then you can't sell to women if you don't understand women.
Right.
Like
That's true. Now I think it takes a while for because I've seen it myself. It takes a while for me or any man to develop what qualities they want from a woman.
Yeah, that's
if
big.
they've never been with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about even sexually. I'm talking about just dating, interacting,
like,
seeing what this type of girl does, seeing what this type of girl does, seeing a beautiful girl have a very nasty personality, seeing a very ugly girl have a amazing personality, seeing
Absolutely.
you know what certain people do, and you know
you might not even like
you know,
that.
like
You might not even like
right,
vibes.
a whole nurse, you know,
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah, exactly. Some archetypes are boring, like for real. Like there's some archetypes.
A girl that works at a library, you know,
Yeah.
a freakiest or something,
Yeah.
like, you know, something or a
Do
girl
you want a
works.
smart girl? Do you want a dumb girl? Because a lot of these girls that are attractive are dumb. Some guys like
Right,
dumb girls.
exactly.
Do you like a girl that's sharp, that's smart? Do you want a girl? Some smart girls are annoying.
So
They annoy you. So that's big, man. That's big.
and these are actually I think the qualities of what makes a guy high value.
Facts. The girl you want, what does she want? I mean, just think of that.
Right. If you had the girl in your dreams, in your mind, you know how she looked like, you know how you would want her to be like, act like, you know.
Yep.
But have you ever thought about what she wanted?
Yeah, what would that girl want?
From you, and we never think like that because we always want something,
Exactly.
you know, and we never think about us being able to be that opposite of whatever we want.
Yeah, and at that point you got a choice. Are you gonna change who you are to be what the person that you created that you want? Are you gonna match what they want?
Right.
Or are you gonna realize, yo, that thing that I thought I wanted might not be what I really want, because in order to get that, I'm gonna have to be that, and I don't want to be that.
Yup.
So this is a lot of self-reflection here, because you might say, "Oh, I want a Saweetie." Unless I'm thinking of a girl that's out right now, fucking. You might want fucking Doja Cat or fucking. You might want fucking Beyonce. You might want fucking Taylor Swift. You might want fucking Megan Fox right now still. You might want fucking Billie Eilish, bruh.
Right.
Billie Eilish is gonna want something completely different than than Miley Cyrus.
Right.
You know, and you're gonna have to think about that. Like, you know, are you gonna be a goth dude? You might be like, bro, I'm not into some fucking goth shit. So you ain't gonna get no gothic
Like,
shit.
damn, I want a badge on like Cardi B.
Yeah, like Cardi B. Like, bro, do you know her lifestyle? Like,
Right.
Do you have rapper energy at all? Or do you really want to be with a prostitute? What do you think a prostitute? She's gonna want money. She's gonna want somebody that's,
Strippers.
Strippers. Your fucking dancers. These type of girls. What do you think they're looking for? What kind of lifestyle do you think they're looking for? Well, or she might say, well, I want somebody that's like this. Okay, that's cool. Like, everybody has their own individual quirks, but what's the energy of the guys that you see those type of women deal with? Because that's gonna point you in the direction of the characters that you're gonna be.
And I feel like just to even like wrap it all up, one thing to hit on, just to work on all the stuff we're talking about, is not to take rejection personally.
Oh man,
and
that's big.
When you get to that level where you don't take rejection personally, and it doesn't hit your ego, it just hits the understanding of what you putting out there.
Exactly.
And you let the rejection go there. Like, okay, I wasn't portraying myself good enough. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Versus, oh, I have no value. I'm not attractive. I'm ugly.
Yeah.
It's me. It's who I am. I just life just doesn't work for me. When you hit it from there, that's when you took rejection personally.
Yeah, and then even just like you said, one level might be you didn't deliver well. Another level of she might have just her boyfriend might have just smashed her before you even seen her. You know what I mean? She might be in a happy relationship, man. She might have been with her boy. She might be in love with her boyfriend.
Right.
You know, her puppy might have fucking died this morning. She might be late for work.
Yep.
Let's say you're out on nightlife. Yeah, she might see you and think of her ex. Yeah. She might have just broken up with her ex and is trying to get over it.
Yep.
You know, she might be, there's so many things that can make a woman reject you that have nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? And let's say she might be mad because, shit, you talking to other girls or some shit, who knows? This joint don't know you though. So this is in a club environment.
Well, any girl.
Any girl. It's like, who gives a fuck? Like, bro, there's so many things that will make a woman reject you that have nothing to do with you. And just like you said, with buying and selling. Most of the time people don't buy, it's not because they don't want the product. It's either because they can't afford it or they don't need it. They just don't need it. Like they might, like, you're selling a car to somebody that might already have a car. You're selling it's not important. You want 2 cars, they're not looking for that right now. Now let's say she's walking and she's one of those girls that's like, damn, I'm looking for a good deal on a car. When you say it to her, you're gonna have all the value she needs. I have cars. Oh, boom. Completely available.
Right, exactly.
What kind of cars? These. Oh, let me look at these. Boom, boom, boom. She buys it. It's not no magic you did as a salesman. She was just ready to buy.
Exactly.
So, of course, you still put it out there to all of them. Like, she might not win it now. It might be 3 months later, you see that same girl at the same spot. And now she's super nice. Now she wants to talk to you. Now she's all about it. And she rejected you 3 months ago. But you don't even realize, like, now she's looking for that. Because she broke up with that dude. Or now she doesn't have her car. She's ready for a new one. So you put it out there so it's in their mind. But you know, rejection, how can she reject you when she doesn't even know you? She's not rejecting you. She's rejecting herself. I mean, she's going to her own mind and saying, I don't want this archetype from my subconscious mind.
Right.
So you think it's being projected on you, but she's really talking to herself because she doesn't even know you. She's just rejecting what you're representing, or the character that you are in that moment.
Just what you're representing.
It's what you're representing.
What you're representing, that's not what she want to buy.
That's not what she wants to buy.
Okay, cool. You do the same thing on the regular.
Exactly.
If I see a girl I'm not attracted to and she come up to me and she really, trying to get at me, I'm nicely decline.
Yeah.
And I'm a no because what she represents, I just don't want. She may be a great person.
Exactly.
But I just don't want that. And that's how we should approach going out and confidently approaching women. And just
that's big. Yeah, that's big.
It's just going out and just going, hey, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to represent myself the best way I can. Yeah. And if she rejects me, cool. I'm just not what she wants to invest in in the moment.
And we were the more you build your value, rejection starts to taste different.
Yes.
Because you start having so much value, it's like you really don't even have enough people to sell to that can properly perceive your value. Meaning, or that can even afford you. You know what I mean? Meaning,
right.
If I'm selling a Lamborghini and there's one rich man in the club,
there's only 8 Lamborghinis.
There's only 8
of those.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And let's say you're trying to get somebody to buy one of them. You want somebody to buy your Lamborghini. You're going in there. That's another thing. Women are trying to sell you something different. They're like, look, they're trying to sell you something different. They're not worried what they're trying to sell. You focus on what you're trying to sell. And you try to get this bitch to buy. These bitches don't want to buy. They're going out there, I don't want to spend no money.
Right.
So you looking at it, you like, look, man, I'm selling a Lamborghini. I'm looking at the crowd. These niggas look broke.
Right.
That's how it is. You looking at girls, they look alright. They look goofy. It's nothing. So you're like, how am I gonna go get somebody to buy this environment? And you might feel like, man, honestly, I'm gonna just scope and see if any girl even got any money to buy this shit. Like, just talk to girls and see where they at.
Right.
And that's how you go in the field. Like, yeah, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. She's being lame. All right, cool. I look at it like, man, the bitch broke.
Right.
She can't afford it anyway. She can't. So it's like you begin to realize, like, you're talking and getting to know people, and while most guys would leave the club and be like, damn, I've been rejected so much tonight, you're looking at it like, damn, all these bitches is broke as hell. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This was not the night to sell tonight here.
That's it.
You know, that's it.
It takes one person
This takes one.
to buy that Lamborghini.
And you're
If
up.
there's only 8.
Yeah, there's only 8.
It takes one person to buy that Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
And if you got one person
Yeah.
ready to buy that Lamborghini,
It's a wrap.
you are like,
It's a wrap.
okay, all the times you got rejected, right?
That doesn't mean you still don't have Lamborghinis. That doesn't mean the value of the cars you have are very expensive. It doesn't mean your value is less. It just means the people in there, they didn't have the means
Right.
to get it.
But I'll say this. If you're coming and you're starting to understand this frame, you gotta actually live it. You can't you can't just be a person that's like, okay, I'm gonna represent myself as this, high value or Lamborghini or whatever they just said, sales guy, and I'm gonna really look at myself very highly. But you live a very poor, lazy, disgusting,
Facts.
no principle lifestyle.
Yeah.
You have no values,
Yeah.
and then you're portraying yourself like this.
Yeah, that's huge.
You
That's huge.
you just setting yourself up.
Absolutely.
You about to look at like a clown
Like a
after
clown.
she really understands who you are and stuff like that. And most of the stuff you're saying to this girl, you're being a fraud. You're a liar.
Facts. And that's what dudes do, bro. They bring down
Going
the
back
value.
to episode number 1, I'm talking about
Yeah.
stating your truth versus lying.
Yeah.
And the moment you out here lying in the beginning to these women,
Oh, man.
you're lost. You already started from a weak frame.
Exactly. I mean, you're a liar. I mean, no matter what you tell them, after you make the sale, after you lie to the person, when they find out the truth about what you lied about, it kills all your credibility.
Yes.
If you say, yeah, this car is a brand new blah, blah, blah car, but you didn't tell them about the fucking messed up part in there and they find out, bro, you're a shiesty salesman. And that's a problem. It's a lot of shiesty salesmen out there that makes a lot of women scared to buy. So now, and that's what I was thinking about. A lot of guys is killing the game. Like, even with the game from back in the day, a lot of dudes said a lot of the pickup artists and the lame dudes stole game from the real dudes who really created this game. And they fucked up the value of it. So now when a girl sees you selling that game, selling something, they're wary. They're now harder. They're now more unwilling to buy. Because the last person that said they were selling Lamborghinis actually were only selling fucking broken down Toyotas.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And some game for women, if we want to kick some game for women, it's make sure whoever you're talking to, you test them.
Yeah.
That's the natural order.
Absolutely.
It always goes.
That's
Women, you test to see if what he's saying is actually what he's doing.
Exactly.
And how do you do that? Well,
Yes.
let him reveal it.
Yeah.
Chill with him.
Yeah.
See how he moves.
Yeah. The questions.
Through questions. And then he's naturally gonna reveal it.
Yeah. See how he moves too. That's real. Like, does he? See how they move. Talk to him, and then also you learn more and more over a period of time.
Yeah.
Don't just buy in so quick. Don't be so ready to buy.
Because a lot of girls be ready to be like, oh, I want a man.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm ready for a man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna just do everything and drop everything and expect him to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, see, now from a woman's perspective, you fucking up because now you buying the first car you see.
Yeah.
And then now you not checking the Carfax.
Yeah, exactly.
On the dude.
On the dude. Yeah.
So
absolutely, like,
and that's the issue because women, y'all more emotional, so y'all ready to just, especially y'all haven't met a guy that's really showing the qualities you want, and the first guy that shows some of it, you ready to buy it. And the whole time he's a whole fraud.
Yeah, and
he's a goofball.
Super pissed, and now men ain't shit. Like
now
men
these
all these salesmen suck.
Yep.
And it's just that's the thing, man. When it comes to a lot of the dudes that are selling, like one thing I noticed with quick, like with the game that they used to teach, the one night lays and stuff, they're really teaching guys how to basically act like Lamborghini sellers.
And they're really
they
love the used cars.
Exactly, they're with the girl. And they're like,
auto shop.
Auto shop. He's like, hold on, this dude wasn't really. That story doesn't match up.
Right.
Like, I haven't seen this dude. And now look, you have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you don't want to deal with buyer's remorse. Now you got an angry
is.
buyer that's coming for your ass.
Yep.
So, whatever you aspire to, whoever you aspire to have, you have to look at it like, man, whoever you aspire to have, you have to match their frequency, and you have to work towards being the frequency, and work your way up to the frequency where you match that which you want to attract.
Yes.
And like the buyer seller is, if you want to, the reason why I like this frame is the person you want to attract is this, and if you look at them as a buyer, then you could say, oh shit, I'm not just looking at you as an archetype. Now I'm tapping into the archetype and connecting with it and saying, okay, how can I connect this archetype to me? And because then you have to wonder, okay, this archetype that's so beautiful, what would she buy? And now I'm in the archetype of a seller. I'm now saying, how would I have to be and what would I have to offer to attract that thing? So now it's giving you a line to who you want to attract, and it's giving you a message on who you can be to attract that.
Right.
And once you realize, okay, if I want to attract a girl that plays sports, or a girl that plays baseball, then I might be somebody that coaches a team.
Or like a very, if you want to attract an active person,
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah,
be
I'm a
active.
basketball player. I can play her one-on-one. I can battle. I can challenge her. So that means I got to be in the gym. I need to start playing
Yes.
basketball for at least 3 to 6 months.
You can't be this super fat dude.
Yeah.
I want a very athletic woman.
Exactly. And it doesn't take like 5, 10. It doesn't take 10 years. It just takes one good year playing ball every day, and practicing and really working on some training. Maybe going to a couple training camps. You'll be able to play good enough to give enough of that illusion off to where you can be in an environment where her, play with her, and she'll respect it. And that's what we're doing. That's all we're doing in game.
Right.
We're saying, okay, this is the girl that I want. I'm gonna go to these camps, work on my value, build this up,
Right.
so that I can have a lifestyle that naturally matches with what I want.
Exactly.
You know, and you might have to learn some dance classes if you want to get a girl that's
Whatever it takes,
super-
but that's building value. As a
Exactly.
man, that's exactly what he just said.
Yeah.
Are you putting the effort to be that valuable guy? Okay, if you're not, don't expect anything to, you know, what word? Don't expect anything to give you the same
Yeah.
back. If
Yeah.
you're not ready to do that for yourself, you're not about to get the same thing back. You'll be foolish to think you're just gonna win like that.
That's huge.
Nah, that's not how life works.
And for the ladies out there, man, that's where y'all are really losing.
Yes, that's very true.
Because y'all are saying, I want a man that's a wedding man. I mean, I want to be in a relationship with a guy that's reliable, that's high value. Then you have to ask yourself, who are you being? And you say, well, I got a job, I got this, I got a 9 to 5, I got a nice house, I take care of myself. But you never took the time to say, what is he trying to buy?
Right.
Like
exactly. There it goes.
You're attracting who you want to buy, but you didn't take the time to say, what does he want? So let's say you got a great career, a nice job, but you're completely out of shape, or let's say you're attractive, nice job, but you're got a totally bitchy attitude that you don't want to change. Or let's say you're out of shape, or you're not really attractive, you're out of shape, and then you're saying
You're
well,
very
I want a guy-
confrontational.
challenging, and then you're saying, well, why can't I?
You always got to be your way.
Gotta be your way. Like, why can't a man accept me for me? But at the same time, you know, what does the man want to buy? Does he want to buy it for confrontation and argumentation? Does he want to buy somebody that's not taking care of themselves? You know, that's not in the best physical shape? Depending on the guy you want. There's a guy that won't mind that.
Right.
That's the thing. There's somebody out here for everybody. But you might be the one like, I want a Idris Elba looking dude, or I want a fucking you know, football archetype. You know, Aaron Rodgers or one of these type. I like a tall, athletic build guy. And then it's just like, bro, or lady, it's like, you want this, but look at you. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Why would you have somebody of that archetype and you don't?
I deserve it because I'm beautiful.
Because I'm beautiful.
Like,
No.
come, like.
Because my personality. No. Be real, ladies, as well. Be real. And the men already know. The men. This is really to y'all, but to the women as well. This is hugely for y'all. Yo, it's for everybody. yo, you gotta be. And you see women doing that. They're gonna get ass shots. They're gonna get BBLs. They're gonna get because they are like, I want to look like the thing that's attracting these
But you're not being it.
But you're not being it.
No matter how much you look like it, you're not being it. Because honestly,
yeah,
I know there's girls that don't have the looks, but they got that the soft personality, the personality I'm super attracted to, and I'm just like, dude, you're not even usually the type of girl I would go for.
Yeah.
But your personality is so on point.
Exactly.
It just brought you like 20 levels up. Versus there's this girl I may be attracted to, and she just went down to zero attraction because of how she acts. And I would rather choose this girl that's not attractive versus this super attractive girl any day, because I already know I could build a better quality relationship, have way more quality, fun time experience with this one because of how she treats me.
Exactly.
This one,
yeah,
there's gonna be problems every day. A little shit, you know. It's just
sometimes
like,
you might not even want to sell to them. You know, oh, this car's messed up. I want to get this. This has some mess. You're like, oh my gosh, I just sold to a fucking shitty person. Right. You want to sell to somebody that's cool. It's like they're gonna buy it. They're gonna leave you the fuck alone. They're gonna take care of their shit.
So we just kick game for
honestly
for both men and women.
For both men
at
and
this
women.
point. So
who do you want to attract? Who you gonna be? We need a buyer and a seller. Either way, you're gonna be on both sides at different times.
Yeah.
The seller is gonna be the buyer at a point. Meaning, if you know,
everyone's a seller.
Everyone's a seller. Everyone's a buyer. So this is our game to you. This is another motherfucking episode of the Vegas, man. It's the council.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's the one and only. It's the council.
That's it. Straight fire, straight truth. You know, getting to the point. We ain't trying to fluff anything.
Yeah.
We trying to be as authentic, but understand that the game is not told, it's sold. So, you know, stay tuned. We're definitely gonna have products coming out, coaching sessions.
Yeah.
And you definitely gonna wanna get into this.
Yeah.
Very soon,
yeah,
and invest, because at one point it's just gonna the level of information is just gonna keep going up, and it's gonna be less people in the pool of what we're saying to them and how we're talking.
Yeah.
And most people don't understand this, and it's only for the chosen. So
it's true.
You feel me? If you don't get it, you don't get it. If you get it, okay, bet.
Exactly.
Understand these little pieces and work with it.
Yeah,
and if I was a younger dude, if I just turned 18 and I'm a young male, I'm soaking everything up.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to understand what we're really trying to say, because it's a lot.
The shit we gonna get, the shit that we give y'all, you know, is so chill, but we're giving you game from we've sifted through so much, we've experienced so much. I've been in the field with this man. We make magic in the field. I've seen this dude do some amazing things. We're going to have a storytelling session, so we're going to take y'all in the field with us.
Right.
As a matter of fact. Matter of fact, we should probably, if we do anything this weekend, man, we should probably take some visual. We was in the field last weekend. It was a movie. And we're going to bring y'all with us.
Yes.
But y'all got to like, y'all got to subscribe, y'all got to spread the word. And do you want to plug your YouTube? Where they can follow
well, everything is just under Instagram, J Wonders. YouTube under J Wonders.
With 2 Y's?
With 2 Y's, JAYY Wonders with the S at the end.
That's a bad one. And you find me, man, 5D_transformations.
Plugging your music.
Plugging the music, God Johnny. That's where you find my IG. That's my music IG. And I also post a lot of game on there. It's GOD_JANI. And you already know you can find me at 5D Attraction on YouTube. That's the attraction channel that I have. And look, man, with this, the council, when we come together, it's just a different level. We're going to start really having some fun and bringing some guests on and everything like that. So make sure to like and subscribe, spread the word. We're going to keep bringing this to you every week, man.